Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
I'm Jerry.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Tom.
It's time!
Live from the CSB studios in Westbury, New York,
It's the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
featuring co-host Kevin Dolan and the host that's been here since day one, Jerry Napoleonello.
On Zeno Radio and
On All Noise Radio.
Tom and Jerry Sports Show on Zeno Radio. I'm Jerry Napoleonello. No Kevin Donlin today. Happy Leap Day. Thanks for spending your afternoon with me. Got a lot to talk about today, but mostly it's NHL trade deadline day. The number to call 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. We have a lot going on right now. The trade deadline is coming down to an end. We got about 27 minutes left. I'm looking at trades. I've been, double fisting it with phones right now. I've been looking at some trade talk and trade some of the big trades that went down lately in the past hour or so. We had Michael Boedker go to the Colorado Avalanche. It doesn't look like the Minnesota Wild are in on Jonathan Drouin anymore. They dropped out. From what I've heard, and this hasn't broken yet, this news hasn't broken yet, but from what I've heard, Jamie McGinn was traded to the Rangers for Chris Kreider. I can't confirm that yet. I've been, trying to find another confirmation about it. But I've only heard it from one person, so I'm waiting to hear from that. But, we got like 26 minutes left till the trade deadline. The Stars traded for Chris Russell. The Devils traded Eric Jelinas to Colorado for some picks. I think the details came out on that. I'm going to check that in a second. From what I've been hearing, P.A. Parento may be close to heading to the Islanders. For all you Islander fans, the Bruins are trying hard for Dan Hamhuis. But the thing is, Dan Hamhuis has a no-trade clause. So I don't know if that's going to go down for the Bruins. But what I have been hearing is that Dallas Stars have a huge chance of landing Dan Hamhuis to add to that acquisition of Chris Russell, and then I heard the Kings may make a late push for Dan Hamhuis as well. I just about 10 minutes ago, I've been trying to get everything ready here. I heard that Peary was traded. I'm going to try to get that news real quick. Yeah, Florida Panthers traded Brandon Peary to the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for a 6th-round draft pick, which is crazy to hear about that. But for right now, that's it for right now. I'm going to try to get a full list of some trades. A lot of trades went down before the trade deadline this past, within the past 2 or 3 days. Some big trades. Yesterday a trade went down for the Rangers. Eric Staal was traded to the Rangers, which is a crazy deal. To add to that team, they needed another scorer, and they definitely got that with Eric Staal. He's been having a rough year so far, but to go through some things, Chris Russell, as I said, was traded to the Dallas Stars for Yoki Paka, something like that, and Brett Pollock, and a conditional 2016 second-round pick. The Avalanche, this was the first one to go down today. This was the first big one, at least. Michael Boedker was traded to the Avalanche from the Coyotes for Alex Tanguay, Connor Bleakley, and Kyle Wood. Another trade that went down today, Dennis Robertson was traded to the Hurricanes for Drew McIntyre to Chicago. Politnikov was the first one to get traded today. He was traded from the Penguins to the Coyotes for Matthias Platka and a 2017 conditional 7th-round pick. Yesterday, one of the last trades that went down was Daniel Winnick was traded from the Leafs. The Leafs have been in a lot of trade talk and a lot of trades for most of the week. Really, they made a few trades. I think they made 5 or 6 trades. That Eric Staal deal that I said, Eric Staal was traded from the Hurricanes to the Rangers for Alexei Sararella and a 2016 second-round pick, as well as a 2017 second-round pick. I'm going to see if there's any deals going on right now. Otherwise, I will get into some other talk before the trade deadline. I got, some NBA talk. I mean, Steph Curry has been unbelievable. This guy, the other night against the Thunder, the overtime, the shot that he made to win the game was insane. 46 points, I think he had, 12 of 16 from three-point range. It's unbelievable what we're seeing with this guy. I don't know what else to say about him. There's really he's definitely going to go down as the best shooter ever. I think this is the best shooter I've ever seen. That's going for, other people as well. But, it's crazy to watch this guy play. I like to watch this guy play. Right now, I do have a look right now. John Shannon from... I don't know where he's from, but he can confirm that the Stars have made one last-ditch effort to acquire Dan Hamhuis. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to play, whenever a trade goes down, I'm going to play a quick, noise. You're going to hear it like this. Nice little goal horn. We're going to hear, some trades go down. When that goes down, a trade's coming. But for right now, we have the trades that I have spoken about. But I want to get into some, Yankees and Mets talk. Obviously, we have Wednesday. I think Wednesday the Yankees start with spring training games. And I think Thursday is... the Mets spring training game. So that's fun to know. It's fun to hear that that baseball is back. I'm having some feedback here from the phone. But one of the biggest things that we've been hearing about in the news was that David Ortiz wants to, being that it's his last year, he wants to get a standing ovation from the New York Yankees crowd. You know what? I understand where he's coming from. I know, that he's been a big part of the Yankee Red Sox rivalry and how it came to... I'm not going to say came to life because the Yankee Red Sox rivalry has always been there, but it definitely kicked up kicked up enough. When he came around, Manny Ramirez, Pedro Martinez, Curt Schilling, Jonathan Papelbon. Jonathan Papelbon was later on, but it's... To me, you know what? I'm not one of those guys that, I'm not one of those guys to really cheer for a rival. There was no way that I would ever cheer for Manny Ramirez. I never liked the guy. The guy always killed the Yankees. So, and David Ortiz did kill the Yankees, but he did it in a... I don't even know if you really could say this, but he did it in an okay way. Manny Ramirez was always there to showboat. He was always a guy that was very easily hated. It was very easy to hate the guy. David Ortiz was kind of one of those guys that it was kind of hard to hate him because, he was doing what he does. He probably one of the best, if not the best DH ever. His numbers will back that up. Is he a Hall of Famer? I mean, I guess if you look at his stats, I guess you can say he's a Hall of Famer. I'll bring up the stats right now. You could say he's a Hall of Famer. One of the big things was he was part of the Mitchell Report, saying that he did fail a test in, I think it was 2003, something like that. He was on the list as well as Manny Ramirez. And there's no way that I can sit here and say, oh, you know what, he shouldn't get one because he's a steroid user, whatever. I don't. And as you know, if you've listened to the show in the past, I don't care about steroids. I don't care. I think some of these guys should be in the Hall of Fame, but David Ortiz, I don't put him in that same conversation as Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera. I don't put him in that. And you know what? You have to be a special player to get a standing ovation from other places that you go. To say David Ortiz is that, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. And to me, I don't think I would give him a standing ovation. Does he deserve a farewell tour? Like as we've been seeing with obviously Kobe Bryant just recently. You had Derek Jeter do it. Mariano Rivera had a farewell tour, but these guys are special players. Derek Jeter may not be the best baseball player around. Like when you look at some of these guys that have had farewell tours, you have Kobe Bryant, one of the best, I would say top 2 ever to play basketball. Obviously, you guys all know that I am a Lakers fan. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Maybe I'm saying that because of the love I have for the Lakers and Kobe Bryant, but I'm not really a homer when I say that. I think everybody can say that he's in top 2, top 5 ever. So that's a guy that you should give a farewell tour to. The same thing goes for Mariano Rivera. I mean, the guy's the best closer ever. He changed the game for closers. He's the all-time saves leader. I mean, it's hard to not say that he was one of the best. He could even go down as one of the best pitchers ever. So that's another thing. But Derek Jeter, in my eyes, was a guy that changed the game in other ways. He was the face of baseball for so long. When you brought up baseball to somebody, one of the first names that you said was Derek Jeter. He was a captain of the New York Yankees, the most prolific sports organization ever. So, I mean, you have to say that Derek Jeter is up there as, one of the biggest things. So, for a farewell tour for David Ortiz, I can't put him in there. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go out of my way to give him gifts, to give him a standing ovation. The funny thing is, his last game at Yankee Stadium is on my birthday and actually Kevin's birthday as well. So that's pretty funny. But I don't know about a farewell tour. So that's how I feel. Trade deadline is coming to an end. We got about 15 minutes. But we'll get into some baseball rule changes and maybe some good ideas to help the pace of the game when we get back on the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
Do you have sports opinions? Or do you want to start your own sports debate? then Overtime is right for you. Overtime is an app for sports lovers made by sports lovers. This is the best place to talk about sports. Overtime is available at the iTunes App Store. Be a part of something big and help us take the game to OT. Overtime, the game never ends.
Cyberstation USA is the future of radio. Get your business into the online future at the world's largest internet radio station. From banner placement on our homepage to any of our broadcaster stages, commercials on our video player, audio spots on any of our shows, or at the beginning of any of our on-demand broadcasts. Cyberstation USA offers competitive rates with a worldwide reach, a fully integrated one-stop-shop social media broadcast platform. For more information, please contact our sales department at cameo@cyberstationusa.com.
All Noise Radio. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. All Noise Radio is an internet radio station that's fully produced by graduates of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. From modern rock to old school hip hop, country to classical, news, talk, sports, and more. It's the noise you can't ignore. Log on to allnoiseradio.com. Fire up the station. Find out more about your favorite jocks. Get the latest CSB news and more. Plus, you can take All Noise Radio with you on the go for free. Just download the Live 365 app to your iPhone, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry and search All Noise Radio. Check out tomorrow's broadcasters today at allnoiseradio.com. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Tom and Jerry Sports Show featuring Kevin Donlin live every Monday on Zeno Radio and re-airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Cyberstation USA and the Stitcher app. You can also tune in every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on All Noise Radio and the Live 365 app.
Follow us on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Sports Show and join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports or visit our website at tnjsports.weebly.com or call in to 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live.
And we are back. I'm going to talk about some, Major League Baseball rule changes that happened over the this past week. No trades to talk about right now for the NHL. I am bracing myself for a big last 10 minutes or so. I'm hearing that the Islanders are very quiet right now. Could be possibly that they are working on something. Obviously the only name that I've heard from the Islanders is P.A. Parento. I'd like to bring him back. That would be nice to add to him with, the way that him and JT played. I would have to... we'd have to keep an eye on that. Right now, nothing's going on. Louis Erickson's still out there. He from the Bruins. They're still listening to offers. As you can hear probably in the background, I have the TSN Trade Center on my computer, so I'm waiting to hear anything. But for right now, nothing's going down. I'm going to bring up some of these new rule changes. Let me see. Here we go. Umpires will enforce Rule 6.02D, which requires hitters to keep 1 foot in the box during an at-bat, subject to certain exceptions. Timers will be used to ensure that the game resumes promptly at the end of inning breaks. That's another thing that you have to look at, especially for broadcasting. It could get a little tough for some broadcasting because it's quick. Right now, they're showing the potential trade bait, I guess you could say, some of the players that could be on the move in the next 10 minutes, 9 minutes. Scott Hartnell, P.A. Parento, John Michael Ellis are part of that. For right now, we have no trades. If I do go silent, it's because I'm trying to listen to if there's anything going down. But managers will no longer come out of the dugout to initiate replay challenge. A manager will also keep his challenge after each call that is overturned. Last year, a challenge was retained only after the first overturned call. The changes were announced jointly by Commissioner Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball Association, Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark, and John Sherholtz. Also, for Yankee fans, Aroldis Chapman will get a suspension. Word is that it'll probably be coming this week. So definitely keep an eye on that. I'm going to brace myself as a Yankee fan. I'm going to brace myself for at least 20 games. So keep an eye on that. If it is 20 games, Aroldis Chapman came out that he said that he's going to appeal whatever suspension is handed down. But I mean, that's something also to keep an eye on. There was an article in the New York Post, I think it was. Joel Sherman came out and kind of just put an article about, what the Major League Baseball should do about, kind of pace of game. Because, the biggest thing is people aren't watching, I guess, because some people may feel it's boring. There's times, from my experience, obviously I'm a big baseball fan, so I'm not going to sit there and say, I could literally sit at the ballpark for 8 hours, 9 hours, however long it is, and I'd still have a good time. There's a lot of people that can't do that. If I had tickets to a doubleheader or something like that, and as a Yankee fan, one of the longest days to see a game is definitely Old Timers Day. You got to get there about like 10 o'clock in the morning. You watch the Old Timers game, then they got to redo the field and everything like that. So then you have a game. You're not getting out of there till like 7 o'clock. It's a long day, but I can do it, and I'm a big baseball fan. So that's the only reason why. But a big thing is what Joel Sherman said basically in this article is that baseball needs timeouts. You get a certain amount of timeouts in a game. I haven't really read fully through this article. I didn't really have enough time today. And this is an old article. I think it came out last week. But obviously we didn't get a chance to talk about it because it didn't come out by the time we had our show. Also, before I even get into that, this whole area, obviously, you'll be able to see this on YouTube when I put this up. This whole area right here is going to be a change. We're going to be changing studios, and the studio is going to be in my house, probably in my room. So this right here is going to turn into a blue wall, probably with Tony Romo right on the back as a fathead. So, that should be fun. I'm working on that. Don't know if it's definitely going to happen. And also, we want to wish everybody Kevin good luck today. He started the beginning of a new job. So, obviously all our fans, hopefully they could, wish Kevin a good luck. I'm wishing him a good luck. I also wish he was here, because, he's a big hockey fan, and this would have been the perfect day, but it just landed the wrong day. But we're gonna be doing the show probably from my house, and it's gonna be later in the day. It's probably gonna be around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We may have a trade. I'm waiting to hear. Hold on. Never mind, not a trade. Yeah, so, we'll probably be doing it at my house, 7 o'clock, so keep an eye on that. Hopefully everybody listens. Everybody should be home by that time, so you'll be in front of a computer. Check it out, listen in, and it's going to be live on YouTube too, so definitely keep an eye on that too. That's going to be fun. For right now, nothing is going down in hockey. But again, I was talking about baseball and needing timeouts. Supposedly, what Joel Sherman was offering was that each team gets 5 timeouts. That includes the manager visits to the mound, pitching coach visits to the mound. It does not include pitching changes, but you got to keep an eye on that. That would be cool if they did something like that. It would obviously enhance the pace of the game. I think the average for a baseball game is like 2 hours and 59 minutes. It's crazy because you have the time in between pitches, you have the time in between plays, everything like that. So it gets to be long. It really does. Again, I coming from a big baseball fan, I can't say that I mind baseball. Like I love baseball. I can watch it. Like I said, I can watch it all day long. And I think it'd be cool to have the timeouts. I think that would be pretty cool to have that happen. Let me get into I got a quick look at some other things. If I knew where everything was, geez. Here we go. I got to get my overtime in. In this day and age, social media has become such a pivotal part of people's lives. Well, now there's an app called Overtime that brings sports and social media together. It allows you to post photos as well as video of all sports-related news and highlights. It gives you access to debate all sports topics with other sports fanatics, as well as giving you a platform to break sports news yourself. Go to the iTunes App Store to download Overtime, an app for sports lovers made by sports lovers. I had to get that out of the way. I'm trying to get it organized, really. Another thing that we kind of have to talk about, especially in this area, obviously we're on the Long Island part of New York. So the Islanders are a big part of, our fan base. And the other thing, the big thing is that the Islanders and Barclays are trying to get out of their contract. Now, I believe this was a 25-year contract. Don't quote me on that, but there's the fine print. There's always that fine print for that, and I think the fine print was that there's a clause in there that they could opt out, I think, after the fourth season. And I was reading an article for it. Obviously they've had some controversial ticket policies, controversial fan policies, conflicts with arena security. If you haven't seen that, I mean, there's a horrific, a brawl really between fans and security. If you haven't, you could go Google that. And of course, some of the worst seats ever sold to watch professional hockey. That definitely. I mean, there's a couple hundred seats that you can't see part of the ice, which is terrible. This is they were talking about a New York Post article here. Not many people, I think everybody knew that the full lease wasn't going to be honored. I don't think they expected it to be, within the first year. But the clause it kicks in after the fourth season. We have the trade deadline is up. We're going to wait and see. There's probably going to be trades that go down. Right now, there's been 6 trades, 13 players, 4 picks. We have some, we're waiting to hear what happens within this last, 2 minutes. But first, the trade deadline has passed. I'll go over the trades when we get back, and I'll let you know what trades have gone down through the break at that last second. But keep it locked to the Tom and Jerry Sports Show. The Tom and Jerry Sports Show featuring Kevin Donlin live every Monday on Zeno Radio and re-airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Cyberstation USA and the Stitcher app. You can also tune in every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on All Noise Radio and the Live 365 app.
Follow us on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Sports Show and join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports, or visit our website at tnjsports.weebly.com or call in to 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be
Ambi Entertainment Group and Cyberstation USA are now part of Stitcher, a free radio app for your smartphone. With Stitcher, you can listen to live programming as well as archive radio programming right on your phone. To obtain Stitcher, just go to the App Store for your particular phone. Go to search, then type in Stitcher. That's Stitcher, S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. Then download. It's that simple. Stitcher, a free radio app for your smartphone. Convenient access to live and archived Cyberstation USA programming on your mobile phone. That's Stitcher, S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. Cyberstation USA, always on the go.
All Noise Radio. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. All Noise Radio is an internet radio station that's fully produced by graduates of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. From modern rock to old school hip hop, country to classical, news, talk, sports, and more. It's the noise you can't ignore. Log on to allnoiseradio.com. Fire up the station. Find out more about your favorite jocks. Get the latest CSB news and more. Plus, you can take All Noise Radio with you on the go for free. Just download the Live 365 app to your iPhone, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry and search All Noise Radio. Check out tomorrow's broadcasters today at allnoiseradio.com. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Do you have sports opinions? Or do you want to start your own sports debate? Then Overtime is right for you. Overtime is an app for sports lovers made by sports lovers. This is the best place to talk about sports. Overtime is available at the iTunes App Store. Be a part of something big and help us take the game to OT. Overtime. The game never ends.
We are back. Right now, no deals have come in yet. Those late deals. I'm waiting to hear.
Let's have one more look at the Eastern Conference standings to see where.
And from what I'm hearing right now,
Do you guys think Boston has a chance?
that the Penguins may have just dealt for Dan Hamhuis. I actually just tweeted that Dan Hamhuis will not be going anywhere. But from what I'm seeing, Louis Eriksson was not traded. That's one thing that I can confirm. Other than that, I mean, I'm waiting to see. This was one of the worst trade deadlines in a while. I'm trying to see it right now. I don't see anything right yet. Waiting to see live. But for right now, I mean, Louis Eriksson has not been traded. I'm just waiting to see. I'm sorry for this. But for right now, the last trade, like I said, was Brandon Peary to the Anaheim Ducks from the Florida Panthers, 2016 6th-round pick. Colorado gets Eric Jelinas, and I'm going to get into the trades that happened before the trade deadline today. There's quite a few, and I'll get into those. I'm just kind of like waiting to see if there's any trades that have gone down. I'm gonna search because, I mean, I got an answer back on my tweet saying that that Hamhuis has gone to. Well, from what I'm seeing, there's a trade alert. Drew into Vancouver for Verbrata, Bartkowski, and a 4th-round draft pick. I'm waiting to see.
Islander beat writer for Newsday reporting that the Islanders are close to acquiring Shane Prince from the Ottawa Senators for a third-round pick. And if not mistaken, Prince is a native of Long Island or New York City.
Well, now what I'm hearing is the Islanders are are close to a deal for Shane Prince, a Long Island native. So that's pretty cool. I really haven't heard anything about Shane Prince. I'm gonna have to look into it. Yeah, they acquire Shane Prince from the Senators. I mean, I wanted to see them get P.A. Parento. I'm just waiting to see. I mean, this is bad right here, but I'm waiting. I want to confirm the Jonathan Drouin deal right now.
Yes, the Stars confirming they did not trade for him. The Blackhawks confirming they did not trade for him. So it appears absolutely that he stayed put at this point, unless something comes out of left field. Yeah, and likewise for Louis Eriksson and the Boston Bruins.
Yeah. So from what I'm hearing, nobody else kind of was big deals.
Settled down in terms of the contract negotiation. They just couldn't find a deal that fits. So he's an own rental. Okay.
Let's see.
They're going to keep him and presumably keep negotiating.
We'll get into
Keep in mind too.
Let's go to news.
Jonathan Drouin could be traded afterwards. Right. He's not eligible. He just wouldn't be eligible to play at any time from here on in.
Right now, it doesn't look like Jonathan Drouin was traded. I'm trying to confirm because, I mean, these guys, like you get some of these players, these people on Twitter that make fake Twitters for them. Right now, Shane Prince, it says that they brought him in for depth, forward depth. So that's a good move for the Islanders. You knew they wanted to get P.A. Parento. They were in talks with the Leafs for P.A. Parento, but it sounded like there was that they wanted a lot for him, and the Islanders just weren't up to giving the Leafs that much. The Detroit Red Wings are quiet. Doesn't look like they made any deals. Nothing for the Capitals. Prince, Shane Prince, for anybody that hasn't heard of him, he's 23 years old. He's got 3 goals, 9 assists in 42 games for the Senators. 61st overall pick in 2011. But again, it doesn't look like. It does not look like there's any other deals on the table. The Bruins acquired John Michael Lyles from the Canes. Jonathan Drouin, I can confirm, was not traded. I will try to pop out a tweet real quick. And we'll get into some other. I'll get into the trade, the rest of the trades as I go on.
Trying to get details on a bunch of little things right now. Can we bring in Bruce around in the house? Trying to bring in Bruce Gary up for some thoughts on the Ottawa Senators as well as we pass the deadline here on Trade Center of 3 o'clock Eastern Time. The Prince deal would mean we're up to at least 6 now, and there will be other minor trades as we up our number.
It looks like there's nothing big that
names dealt today.
Have gone down, but we'll get. I'm going to get into some of these other trades here. Let me just bring these up now. I'm sorry for the dead space. I'm just kind of trying to listen into the guys at the Trade Center on TSN right now. From just the last trade that went down was the Islanders trade. And for right now, I guess that trade for McGinn did not go down. I am going to I may have to go out and kind of retrace my steps on Twitter so I don't, so people don't get mad at that deal. Some of you Ranger fans, I know I got a lot of people that looked at that trade, and it would have been a nice trade for them. But before today, we had a Chris Brown from the Capitals go to the Rangers for Ryan Bourque. The Kings get Chris Versteege and traded Valentin Zykov, as well as a conditional 5th-round pick to Carolina. Like I said, the Stoll trade went down. We had on the 27th, we had the Senators and Sabres make a trade. The Senators get Jason Axon, Phil Verone, Jerome Gauthier Leduc, and a conditional draft pick. And the Sabres get Michael Sado, Alex Guptill, Cole Schneider, Eric Odell. One of the other, I guess, big trades that you can say, the Edmonton Oilers traded away Justin Schultz, the defenseman, to the Penguins for a 2016 third-round pick. The Florida Panthers also traded to get Jacob Kindle from the Red Wings for a 2017 6th-round pick. They also get Teddy Purcell from the Oilers for a 2016 third-round pick. They also got Yuri Hudler from the Flames for a 2016 second-round draft pick and a 2018 fourth-round pick. The Sharks acquired James Reimer and Jeremy Morin for Alex Stolak, Ben Smith, and a 2018 conditional 4th-round pick to the Maple Leafs. The Edmonton Oilers traded away Anders Nielsen, an ex-Islander goalie, to the Blues for Nicholas Lundstrom, another goalie, and a 2016 5th-round pick. TSN is back from commercial. I'm waiting to see if there's anything that went down. Thomas Fleischmann and Dale Weiss was traded from the Canadiens to the Blackhawks.
Michael Lyles coming from the Carolina Hurricanes. Steph, who's having a renaissance year with the New Jersey Devils, both off to Boston. We haven't got specific.
Lee Stepniak was in that trade with Michael Lyles. The Rob Scuderi deal from the Blackhawks, he goes back to the Kings for Christian Eroff. Andrew Ladd was traded from the Jets to the Bruins. The Bruins got Lee Stepniak from the Devils. That's one of the trades that went down. As I said, Andrew Ladd went back to the Blackhawks. Mike Weber, this was a while ago, like last week or so. Mike Weber was traded from the Sabres to the Capitals. But, I'm going to get into a lot more when I get back. Let me get my papers out. But yeah, these are all the trades. We'll get some more hockey talk, and I'll try to get everything set up to see if there's any other trades that went down when I get back on the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
Do you have sports opinions? Or do you want to start your own sports debate? Then Overtime is right for you. Overtime is an app for sports lovers made by sports lovers. This is the best place to talk about sports. Overtime is available at the iTunes App Store. Be a part of something big and help us take the game to OT. Overtime. The game never ends.
Evolution of radio.
Cyberstation USA.
Our inventions change us. They make us think differently.
Something new added to the real world.
The leading edge of evolution.
That development has got to be delivered.
CyberstationUSA.com.
The most sophisticated that I've ever seen.
I'm not sure exactly what the future is, but I'm pretty sure it's not going away.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting founder Dick Robinson.
You know, the media business has changed a lot since we opened our doors in 1964. Now media content is everywhere, on air, online, on the go. More than ever, companies are looking for people to help drive this new media.
At Connecticut School of Broadcasting, you'll get hands-on training on the latest software and equipment in a matter of months, not years. Connecticut School of Broadcasting has placed thousands of grads in broadcast media careers.
It's all about versatility. You see, at a radio station, if you also know how to shoot, edit, and post videos, you become a pretty hot commodity. That's the training you get at Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting with locations up and down the East Coast from Massachusetts to Miami. Call 1-800-TV-RADIO or log on to GoCSB.com. Connecticut School of Broadcasting, the nation's oldest and largest group of broadcast media schools. Redefining training in radio, TV, and new media. Get trained. Get connected. 1-800-TV-RADIO.
Tom and Jerry Sports Show featuring Kevin Donlin live every Monday on Zeno Radio and re-airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Cyberstation USA and the Stitcher app. You can also tune in every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on All Noise Radio and the Live 365 app.
Follow us on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Sports Show and join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports or visit our website at tnjsports.weebly.com or call in to 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live.
We are back on the Tom and Jerry Sports Show. Remember, you're speaking with Jerry. We're taking calls 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. Remember to join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports or at our website, tnjsports.weebly.com. Tom and Jerry Sports Show now has its very own app as well. If you have an Android phone, be sure to download that through the Google Play Store. Working on an iTunes and Apple app as well. Don't know how long that's going to take to get down, but we'll let you know the deal with that. Be sure to download the new sports app, Overtime, at the iTunes App Store. As before I went to the break, I was talking about some of the deals. Bruins, as I said, Bruins acquire Lee Stepniak from the Devils. He's his third straight trade deadline where he was traded. I feel bad for him. He's definitely a traveler, I guess you could say. Still, there's trades coming in, but nothing really huge went down. We thought Louis Eriksson was going to be one of those that got traded. He did not go. He was going to be one of those that needed a lot to trade for. Jonathan Drouin's not moving. As I said, Dan Hamhuis doesn't look like he's moving either. Chris Russell was traded to Dallas. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Sounds like someone's vacuuming in the other room. Some soundproof rooms we got here, right? That's why we're going back to my house for the studio. But for right now, nothing has gone down. I'm waiting to hear. I'm still sitting here waiting to hear. One of the hockey news the other day was that JT Miller was taken out of. It was ejected from the game a couple of days ago, where he got into a fight and his hands were taped, and he cut someone's face. And you know what? And not many people knew of this rule, that if you have your hands taped and someone gets cut in a fight, you get ejected. It's an automatic match penalty. The rule is 46.15. Match penalty: any player wearing tape or any other material on his hands below the wrist who cuts or injures an opponent during an altercation will receive a match penalty in addition to any other penalties imposed, including for fighting under this rule. Kalinin was cut on the play, prompting the call from referee Mike Lego. Miller was ejected from the game, with the Devils picking up a 5-minute power play. So that was definitely a rule that I haven't heard before. And I can't tell where this noise is coming from, but we got about 10 minutes left of the show. Still no trades other than the ones that I have said went down. John Michael Lyles again went to from the Hurricanes to the Bruins. The Islanders, I thought, would make some kind of deal. The Rangers definitely have gotten better with Eric Staal, and when they add back Rick Nash, it's going to be that's going to be huge for them. If Rick Nash will come back, who knows? And for them to make that deal, it's kind of scary, because who knows if he's going to make it back, But that's going to be interesting to see. They're talking to Shane Prince on TSN right now. Being that he went from a Canada team to the Islanders. The Islanders are, again, I think they're still 3 points behind the Rangers. And I'm going to go over the standings right now. The Islanders are, I think, a third place in the Eastern Conference, I believe. Let me bring it up here. I actually really thought that this trade deadline, because I've always said that this trade deadline is so much better than any other trade deadlines, because it's so quick for these guys to get traded. You never see it dealt in any other sports, on the trade deadline. For other sports, you see it go down in the off season. That's when you see the deals go down, and you very rarely see them go down in the middle of the season. But for right now, you have the Eastern Conference. You're looking at the Atlantic Division. Florida's got that lead there, 35-19, with Tampa Bay behind them, 36-22. I'm gonna try to bring up the conference record here. Washington is obviously in first there. I think they have the best record. Yeah, they have the best record in the league, 45-12. They're playing insane right now. Florida's got the second place in the Eastern Conference, 35-19, as I said. The Rangers are third place, 36-20. Tampa Bay is 36-22. Boston 34-23. The Islanders 33-20. The Islanders have like 2 to 3 games on hand with everybody in front of them. They've only played 60 games compared to Boston 63, Tampa Bay 62, the Rangers 62, Florida 62, and Washington 61. And they're right around the same. They're 5 points behind the Rangers. They're 1 point behind the Boston Bruins. They're 3 points behind Tampa Bay. 5 points behind Florida, and nobody's catching up with the Capitals. But other than that, it's looking good for the Islanders. And then in the Western Conference, you have Chicago 39-20, Los Angeles Kings 37-21, Dallas 38-19, St. Louis is 36-20. Anaheim's 34-19, San Jose 33-22, Nashville is 31-21. So the hockey season's coming to an end. We got probably about 22 games left or so. It's going to be a fun finish. I hope everybody liked the trade deadline. I tried to break news, but there really wasn't any news to be broken. I did send out the tweets for them, so if you want, go follow us on Twitter, at tnjsports.weebly. At TNJ Sports, and you can go onto our website at tnjsports.weebly.com. So keep an eye on the live feed for YouTube next week. Where next week is going to be the change. We'll be on at about 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And you can check that out on YouTube, or if you want to listen in, at tnjsports.weebly.com, and you could call in at 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. But that will do it for the NHL trade deadline special of the Tom and Jerry Sports Show. I'm Jerry B. Breezy. Thanks for listening to another episode of The Tom and Jerry Show.